My P5 once again. I love you so much, you children. Some people have forgotten my name, but my name is Mr. Monica John. I'm going to take you through still science lesson. We are still doing digestion, because with digestion we go part by part. But if we skip some things, we may not understand. Therefore, today we want to look at digestion of food in the ileum, because it is a part of the small intestines. Last time I was talking about digestion of food in the duodenum. Did you understand something? Try to ask your friend who is there. Yes, what did you understand? Did you note something? Did you write some notes down? Yes. Now, let's look at digestion of food in the ileum. When food reaches the ileum, what happens? What takes place? Okay, one, the ileum, this is where digestion of food ends. This is where digestion of food ends. Digestion of food ends in the ileum. Help me and spell the word ileum together. I-L-E-U-M, ileum. It is where digestion of food ends. Why do we say that digestion of food ends in the ileum? One, the ileum has the enzymes that produce the last products of digestion. It has the enzymes that produce the last products of digestion of food. Okay, we shall look at those enzymes and what they do. Another one, it is where absorption of digested food takes place. Do you know absorption? When food is taken into the bloodstream, it takes place in the ileum. Food is absorbed. Food is absorbed it enters the blood in the part of the alimentary canal called the ileum. Now, adaptations of the ileum to food absorption. Adaptations of the ileum to food absorption. What are adaptations? Adaptations are those things that enable, or factors that help the ileum to absorb food. What helps the ileum to carry out its function? One, it has villi. Spell out villi. Villi. V-I-L-L-I. Villi. If it is one, it is called villus. So what do the villus do? It has the villi that absorb digested food. Okay? It has the villi that absorb digested food. Before I continue, let me tell you what are villi. Villi are finger-like structures that absorb digested food. Villi are finger-like structures that absorb digested food. They look like fingers. They are not fingers. That's why they are saying finger-like. They look like fingers. After this lesson, I want you to go and get a towel, your towel that you use to wipe away water after bathing. Now, how does it look? It has those things that are standing. Those things that are standing. Okay? Now, those things that are standing on that piece of cloth that you call a towel, they are the ones that absorb water. As you wipe your body, you find that they are absorbing the water from your body. Okay? Now, they have the villi that absorb food. So, I was just giving you an example of a towel. I'm not meaning that the villi is a towel. No, it's not a towel, but they resemble that. Okay? Two, it is long enough to increase the surface area for food absorption. It is long. The villi is long enough. That's why you find that when you look at the diagram, the ileum is coiled. Why is it coiled? So that it can fit in your stomach to increase the surface for absorption of food. Now, let's continue and look at, let's see more about the villi. Adaptations of the villi to food absorption. How are the villi also able to absorb? What helps them to absorb the food? What helps them to absorb the food? One, they are many in number to increase the surface area for food absorption. Villi are in millions and millions in the ileum. So, being many, they absorb more food. Being many helps them to absorb more food. Therefore, we say that they are many in number to increase the surface area for food absorption. Two, they have a network of blood capillaries that transport digested food. They are surrounded with many blood capillaries. The tubes, those blood vessels called capillaries, they help in transporting food. You just think about if there were no food, if there were no capillaries, would the food be absorbed? No. Okay, think about if you had one villi, how much food would be absorbed? Meaning you would just eat a small piece of banana and say, I'm satisfied. Why? The villi are very few to absorb. So what are we saying? Those two will make them to absorb food. Two, they have a thin epithelium to ease diffusion of food. Thin epithelium. What is epithelium? Epithelium is just the wall that make up the villi. So they are thin. Why are they thin? To diffuse food, for food to pass through very fast. Okay? And next we shall look at part of the large intestine, which is the colon. The colon. What does the colon do? It is where absorption of water takes place. It is where absorption of water takes place. Now, when digestion of food has ended in the ileum, some food that is not digested is sent to the colon. And after reaching the colon, what happens? There is that undigested food contains water, and the body still needs that water. Therefore, when it reaches the colon, the water is going to be absorbed and be used by the body. Then what remains is what we call feces. So they come out, they are containing bacteria, they contain mucus and some other fluids that are going to pass through with it. Now, we go to a rectum. Rectum is the second part of the large intestines. What do? They store feces or undigested food before they are passed out. They store undigested food or feces before they are passed out. And two, and finally, but before we go to the final part, there's a part that is called the appendix. There's a part that we call the appendix. What does it do? The appendix, it is where some hard solid particles are stored. Like you swallow the food with the stones, you swallow the food with some wood substances, grass and whatever. So what happens to that food? It is, those things are stored in that part called the appendix. And when it reaches the appendix, if they are many, the appendix will swell and it will develop into a disease called appendicitis, and which that disease can only be operated. It can only be operated. There is no treatment for it. So in order to avoid that, eat clean food. The anus, that's just an opening. It is where feces are passed out of the body or undigested food. So feces are not waste products, but they are undigested food. When you eat all those gorillas, don't think all of them are useful, the body. They come out. Because that's why you find somebody passing out brownish feces, and the color of the feces depends on the color of food you have eaten. Maybe you ate much chicken, you are going to see brownish. You ate beans, you even see some particles of beans there, okay? But in some cases, it is a sign of a disease. Some colors is a sign of a disease. Therefore, briefly, that is digestion of food in the small intestines. That's the duodenum and the ileum. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for learning. I just ask you, and humbly, I ask you to pick something in each lesson that will help you in the future. Thank you.